The Alpha Phi sorority house is quarantined for the next 2 weeks. We have the details and information about other campus quarantines.
Kent State's search for Vice President of Regional Campuses and Dean of the College of Applied and Technical Studies has been narrowed to 3 final candidates. We'll profile them tonight.
Local police departments are raising money for breast cancer, and you can help too. The fundraiser is happening in Portage County and how to donate.
Today was the beginning of Kent State's Sex Week, an annual week-long program of sex education on campus. We'll cover all the bases today. TV2 News at 6 starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
We start with updates on a Kent State sorority house in quarantine. Thanks for joining us this rainy Monday. I'm Jenna Borthwick.
And I'm Ben Pagani. The Alpha Phi sorority house was placed on quarantine over the weekend as other on-campus quarantines begin to lift.
Our reporter Chris Abreu has more information on the lockdown. Chris?
Yeah, guys, the Kent City Health Department has ordered yet another residence to quarantine after positive COVID-19 cases were detected or potential contact with the virus was made. The Alpha Phi sorority house, located just off of Kent State's campus, is quarantined for 2 weeks from last Friday. The Kent City Health Department ordered the quarantine. TV2 reached out to the health department, but they were unavailable for comment. This comes as 54 new cases of coronavirus were reported on campus last week, and several residence halls have students in quarantine. Altogether, a total of 159 students on campus have been quarantined due to potential contact with the virus. All current quarantine orders on campus are expected to be lifted later this week, with Clark, Lake, Manchester, and a section of Fletcher Hall being released tomorrow, and Allen Hall being released on Wednesday. Portage County remains in the level 3 or red zone for risk of COVID-19, and more cases are being caught on campus since the random testing began last week. Many residence halls that were under quarantine are reaching the end of their 2-week isolations, with Alpha Phi's quarantine just beginning. A section of Fletcher Halls is ending today.
That's right, Chris. 53 students living on the 3rd floor of Fletcher Hall had their quarantines lifted today. Their quarantine on campus started October 8th due to possible exposure of COVID-19. An additional 57 students from Centennial Court E and Kuntz Hall had their quarantines lifted Friday. 195 students are still in quarantine, all of which end tomorrow or Wednesday.
In addition, the U.S. Postal Service branch in the Kent State Student Center shut down today for 2 weeks after student workers tested positive for the coronavirus. Mail services located in the Administrative Services building on Horning Road are still open, and students can send outgoing mail from there. There's also a drop box for outgoing mail behind mail services. And Governor Mike DeWine visited Cleveland today to discuss a recent surge in Cuyahoga County's coronavirus cases. This afternoon, Ohio reported an additional 1,800 people have been diagnosed with the virus, bringing the statewide total to above 180,000. This comes after the county spiked into the red zone last week, and the state saw increases in positive tests on 4 days in the last week.
Annual Sex Week kicked off today, but just like everything else, things are looking a little different this year. Our reporter Grace Hare spoke with Kent Interhall Council to see how they're still enhancing students' sex education.
Sex Week is kicking off their events all week here at Kent State.
Things that are going to be the same as Ally Training and Green Dot. We also have sex educators, and they talk about I Heart Female Orgasms. That's something that we do on Tuesday. And then Sex in the Dark is something really popular during Sex Week, so we also have those.
Sex Week's activities will be done virtually this year, as all in-person events are expected to follow the Flash Say 7 rules.
Okay, so a new thing we have is a mentalist, Michael C. Anthony. So he's doing that today at 6 o'clock. He'll be, reading your minds and stuff like that. So it's really going to be really fun. Another thing that we have is Quarantine and Chill, and then we have a sex scavenger hunt. So all of the RECs will have them participate, and anybody can go around to each different hall, and they'll be awarded tickets to a raffle. We're giving away 2 weighted blankets, and we're giving away an Apple Watch.
The KIC Executive Board are doing their best to keep the past Sex Week's activities alive with COVID regulations applied.
Actually doing a giveaway on our Twitter and Instagram for Apple Watch. If you repost, whoever gets the most reposts at the end of the week we'll be giving them an Apple Watch. We do have like a frequently asked questions page on our Instagram. We will be posting daily, like I said, for that social media giveaway, just trying to give you all the information that you need to stop by and participate. Everything, we have the posters up. I actually have them here. And just a plug, today is condoms on the K, so you can stop by Risman Plaza and pick up a t-shirt, and we'll also have condoms, and we have the Black Squirrel mascots.
For more information on Sex Week, please visit kent.edu/KIC. I'm Grace Hare, reporting for TV2 News.
Thank you for that report, Grace. The search for the Vice President of Regional Campuses and Dean of the College of Applied and Technical Studies has been narrowed to 3 final candidates. Margaret Shattuck is currently the Associate Dean and a Faculty Director in Applied Arts and Science of the new college at the University of Texas. David Dees is the current Interim Vice President for System Integration at Kent State and has also worked with the regional campuses. And Jenny Gallimore is the current Dean of College of Technology, Architecture, and Applied Engineering at Bowling Green State University. Each candidate will give a presentation highlighting their experiences and challenges facing higher education. For more information on how to watch the presentations, you can visit kentwire.com.
Hey guys, my name is TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby. I hope everyone's having a wonderful rainy Monday today. I know I sure am. Here's our current temperatures in Kent right now. It is 58 with cloudy skies, and it's definitely been very muggy out there, unfortunately. Dew points around 52 with humidity at 91. It definitely doesn't feel nice out there, that's for sure. It's very gloomy out there. And as you can see across all of Northeast Ohio, temperatures are starting to lower down as the sun starts to go down. But Mansfield still at 60 degrees. But for the rest of us, we're in the 50s. As you know, the sun starts to go down, it's going to start to get cooler and milder, just like it has been all day. If we take a look at our hourly forecast here, at 7 o'clock it will be 53 degrees with clouds, but towards midnight and 5 a.m. we will be dealing with some rain showers. So that's all I have for right now. Please be sure to stay tuned for my full forecast to find out how soon the colder weather will hit us.
Thanks, Odin. The Edinburgh Fire Department held a Fill the Boot fundraiser from 10 to 1 today at the corner of Talmadge Road and Route 14 to raise money for breast cancer. In addition to these efforts, the Kent Police Department is collecting donations for the Susan K. Graves Memorial Fund, which provides funds for patients at the Seidman Cancer Center at UH in Portage. Graves was a former Kent police officer who died of cancer. The department is selling t-shirts and hoodies for the fundraiser as well, available at Tree City Coffee in November.
Presidential candidate Joe Biden has arrived in the world of Animal Crossing. When we return, hear how users can interact with the candidate.
Now providing drive-up COVID testing in addition to flu shots, CVS is in need of workers. We have more on the jobs available.
With the presidential election just 15 days away, we'll dive into the polls and show you who's leading. TV2 News will be right back.
Go back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Even though there is so much against us, you will see me wearing a face covering.
And even with my face covered,
you will see me
as a son,
as a friend to everyone I meet,
as a fighter for change,
as a woman who stands up for what I believe in.
So join me in wearing a face covering.
to help stop the spread of the coronavirus.
Because this is one small act of kindness that has the power to bring us all together.
For the first time in more than 3 decades, there's a chance the Ohio Supreme Court has a Democratic majority. Since 1987, the court has held a Republican majority, but this year 2 of the Republican justices are facing Democratic opponents. Jennifer Brunner from Columbus and John O'Donnell from Cleveland are the Democratic nominees. If they win, the court will be a 4-3 Democratic majority for the next 6 years. And looking at local issues on the ballot, Portage County Common Pleas Court Judge Becky Doherty and her opponent Ravenna attorney Mike Noble have both agreed that the drug epidemic in Portage County is their #1 priority. Doherty helped create a drug court in Portage County that was recertified this year, and Noble said that if elected, he would try and expand the court to work with mental health patients as well. And Randolph Township Fire Chief Mike Lang has called for the town to raise the department's budget. The township has only raised the budget once in the last 30 years. Lang is calling on the town to raise the levy from $2 mil to $5 mil, which would raise homeowners' taxes by $500 for every 100 grand of property owned. Lang says the department needs the money to replace an ambulance and a fire engine from 1997.
Nintendo Switch users now can visit the Biden campaign headquarters inside of the video game Animal Crossing: New Horizon. The popular game allows players to develop communities on deserted islands. Inside this virtual office, players can learn about the presidential candidates and volunteer to help the campaign. Users may also see a message encouraging them to vote in the real world on November 3rd.
I shouldn't joke because you know what? Running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics puts pressure on me. Could you imagine if I lose my whole life? What am I going to do? I'm going to say, I lost to the worst candidate in the history of politics. I'm not going to feel so good. Maybe I'll have to leave the country. I don't know.
Joe Biden is leading President Donald Trump in the national polls for the presidential election, with Election Day in just 2 weeks. That doesn't guarantee the Democratic candidate victory. Hillary Clinton also had a clear lead over Trump in the polls for almost the entire 2016 campaign, but ended up losing in the Electoral College. Each day, the Guardian's poll tracker takes a rolling 14-day average of the polls in 8 swing states. Biden currently leads in Pennsylvania, Florida, Michigan, North Carolina, Arizona, and Wisconsin, while President Trump leads in Iowa and right here in Ohio.
Hey guys, welcome back to tonight's forecast. As you can see right now, currently across Ohio, we are definitely starting to see that cooling trend as the sun starts to go down. 58 in Akron, 50 in Cincinnati, good old 59 in Lima as we go throughout the evening tonight. So it's gonna feel kind of like fall out there as we are, getting ready for October, as we're in October, excuse me. As you can see today, we've dealt with a lot of rainy weather. Unfortunately, it was very soggy out there, but that's because a cold front was going through, and as you can see towards our west, they are dealing with snow showers. They actually had like winter weather advisories out there today towards Milwaukee and Chicago, as you can see, but fortunately we won't have to deal with that. So as you can see, here we go. Let's take it back a notch here. So here we are. So anyway, this is a temperature model here, and as you can see, this is for Saturday and Sunday. We will be dealing with a bit of a warm front that will be coming through during Tuesday and Wednesday. However, that won't last very long. As you can see, towards the weekend, we will be dealing with this big cold front that will be coming through. Now, we won't be dealing with temperatures in the 20s. However, we will be dealing with temperatures in the 50s and 40s. So it's going to get really cold next week. So be prepared for that. Here's your 7-day outlook. It is going to be towards your Tuesday and Wednesday. We will be dealing with rain showers on and off. Thursday will be pretty dry. However, we will be dealing with some more. We might even deal with thunderstorms on your Friday with temperatures in the 70s. So that's the warm front I'm talking about for your Wednesday and Thursday. However, towards next week, we will be dealing with that cold front that will be coming through, bring rain showers. It's going to make it really fall-like out there. So definitely bundle up and get ready for that for sure. And then towards the end of the week, we will be dealing with some rain. So that's all I have for you tonight, folks. Please don't forget your umbrella and rain boots this week and your jackets for next week. I'm TV2 weather anchor Odin Amador-Gorby. Back to you guys in the studio.
I didn't see
Thanks,
too much
Odin.
of it in here.
Two young entrepreneurs in Youngstown started a vintage fashion business on Instagram in 2018 that has now turned into a small storefront. Reporter Dante Centofanti spoke with the business partners about how they're coping amid the pandemic and social movements.
I didn't see too much of it in here. There's a little bit in one of those.
Anyone who knows anything about fashion understands that vintage is what's trending. And in this small store in Austintown Township, a suburb of Youngstown, two men have set out to establish a household name for vintage lovers in Northeast Ohio.
It first started out on Instagram. It started out with me and a couple of my friends. One of them who's still with us today. We started in the house on YSU's campus. Our friends would shop with us, and just on like game days and stuff like that, like a day or two a week.
I grew up with his brother Marlon, and me and him really hit it off. We were best friends. Then obviously through that I'd been introduced to Mike, and he was doing his little like thrifting thing, and I was doing mine. And then one day we kind of like just collaborated, and he had his own back stock and things. I had some, but not as much as him. And then it came to the point where we were just like, let's start the Instagram page how we talked about in 2018. And we just went on from there, step by step.
In this troubling time in our nation's history due to racial division and the deadly coronavirus, small businesses have taken a hit. And Michael and David understand what they represent in this hard time for people in ventures like theirs.
I'm from the west side of Warren, so where I'm from, a lot of kids like don't ever get to experience this. This country, a lot of people make it harder for people of color, So it doesn't have to be like that. Like my partner, he's not black, and I look at him as a brother.
It's little bits and pieces of everybody from their own different city, their own different high school. If you're hanging out, it's great vibes, and we all just hang out all day, and Mike and Dave get to do what they need to do.
For the most quality vintage you can find at an affordable price, this is one of the better places in Northeast Ohio to find good quality vintage. And if you're a Kent State student, it's only 35 minutes or 40 minutes away. Reporting in Youngstown for TV2 News, I'm Dante Centofanti.
Thanks, Dante. CVS Health is hiring 10,000 workers ahead of flu season. The company says it needs help administering COVID-19 tests and flu shots. An expanded scope of practice allows trained pharmacy techs to administer COVID-19 vaccinations once they're available, as long as they're under the supervision of an immunization-certified pharmacist. CVS is also recruiting several thousand customer service rep positions, all of whom can work from home. If you're interested, you can apply online and take an online virtual tryout. Now, if you need ideas to dress up your furry friend this Halloween, we got you covered. The cutest ideas for our cutest friends when we come back.
The MAC has announced their kickoff and TV times for week 1 and 2, and the Browns once again lost in Pittsburgh. Don't touch that dial. My Monday Flash Sports Report is a can't miss.
It's not my first time bartending, so.
It's a sausage party in here.
It's fine. I'm very familiar.
Yeah, because you're a sexy girl, Sam. Last thing,
Yeah.
is that the music, when Momo kicks it into high gear, is going to get a little bit loud in here. So your customers are going to have a hard time hearing you. So you may want to.
What?
party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Happy Monday, Kent State and all of Portage County. Welcome to your Monday Flash Sports Reports. I'm Dante Centofanti. As the return of the MAC and Flashes football approaches us, the conference announced hours ago the kickoff times along with the TV schedule for the first 2 weeks of the 2020 season. The defending Frisco Bowl champions begin their quest for their first trip to Detroit since 2012 by taking on the university that is 36 miles away from the Motor City, Eastern Michigan. That game will kick off at 6 p.m. the day after Election Day on Wednesday, November 4th. ESPN will provide the coverage there. In Week 2, they will look to defend the University Trophy against rival Bowling Green the following Tuesday. The Falcons and Flashes will kick off in prime time at 7 o'clock p.m. on ESPNU. Now, the MAC has not yet announced times and TV coverages for Week 3 through 6, but they will be announced 12 days before kickoff. Now, the last 4 weeks, Brownie the Elf has made historic milestone after historic milestone. Sunday at Heinz Field, he tried to accomplish another one. In beating the Steelers for the first time in the Big Ketchup Bottle since 2003, well, that did not happen. Let's go to Heinz Field. The Browns fell to the Steelers yesterday 38-7, and with the win, the Steelers are 5-0 for the first time since 1978. Kent State legend Jack Lambert was on that team that won Super Bowl 13, but back to yesterday's game. Baker Mayfield picking up an old habit. Now that habit is throwing into double coverage. He threw 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 to safety Minkah Fitzpatrick to make the score 10-0. And the future Hall of Famer Ben Roethlisberger just went off from there. Today, head coach Kevin Stefanski said to the media in Berea that Mayfield is not as sore today as he was last Monday after the win against the Indianapolis Colts. Backup quarterback Case Keenum entered the game in the third quarter in Pittsburgh, and this perhaps could be the first time in 2 years the Browns might have a new starting quarterback in the future. It's on the minds of many Browns fans coming into today. Now, the Browns are keeping it in the AFC North and in Ohio as they head to Paul Brown Stadium to play the 1-4-1 Bengals in Week 6. Now let's head to Garfield for some high school football action. Youngstown Cardinal Mooney at Garfield making the trip to Portage County. Brody Swigowski passes it to Joe Perrine for the early touchdown to give Garfield an early lead. But then Zaire Rogers, one of the best running backs in the Youngstown area, for his second touchdown on the day, and then he just heats up from there with his third rushing touchdown. Garfield would advance to the next round as they beat one of the best programs in the state of Ohio, 24-21. Now, tonight will be must-see television as me and Austin Arnold give you the highlights from the second round of high school football playoff coverage in the PTC. See how Powers Streetsboro, Mogador, and Garfield fared tonight at 8. Ben, Jenna?
Adele has made appearances on SNL a few times for performances, and her return has fans questioning if there's a new album in store.
It was a beautiful weekend to enjoy nature, but when will the warm autumn colors finally hit their peak? TV2 News has the answers.
Planning the right amount of food is hard. The Guestimator makes it easy. Just tell it who's coming and what's for dinner. Then it tells you how much to make. And yes, it even plans for leftovers. Try it at SaveTheFood.com.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
What are you doing in there? What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Fall has flourished into a variety of colors across Northeast Ohio this month, and if you're a lover of the season, it's the perfect time to lace up your boots and go hiking. The Ohio Department of Natural Resources tracks fall colors statewide, and some regions are already at peak, including Geneva and Alum Creek and Deer Creek State Parks. Here in Kent, we can expect to see peak foliage next week or weekend.
Adele is once again saying hello to Saturday Night Live, hosting for the first time this weekend. The 15-time Grammy winner reacted on Instagram saying, "I'm so excited about this and also absolutely terrified." Adele noted that her first time on the show as a musical guest was nearly 12 years ago to the day. The British singer credits the appearance with her launching her career in the U.S. This news has some people speculating that she may be releasing a new album. Taco Bell will be offering freebies again for its rewards members during the upcoming World Series. The fast food chain says its Steal a Base, Steal a Taco giveaway is returning for a 9th year in a row, which means rewards members can get free tacos if a base is stolen during the series. The promotion offers the Doritos Locos Tacos, which usually sell for $1.89 a piece. This year, the free tacos can be redeemed just hours after the first base is stolen. The World Series starts Tuesday with the Tampa Bay Rays facing the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Be honest, you think pets dressed in Halloween costumes are cute. It's fine, I know I do. Well, this year's most popular costumes for pets include superheroes, hot dogs for dachshunds, obviously, and of course pumpkins. According to research, nearly 29 million Americans dress their pets up for Halloween each year. So if you see a pumpkin with legs while out trick-or-treating, it's probably just a lovable canine or feline.
So Ben, I have the cutest little Shih Tzu at home, and every year we try to make him a little pumpkin with legs, but it just does not work. He's always rolling around trying to get his costume off, and I don't know about you, but I think it's so cute, but we just can't get him to keep on the costume.
We have a dog. She is part pit bull and part Shar-Pei. So she is muscular, but also really, really squishy, and we got her a bumblebee costume last year, and I'm telling you, whenever you just want to pinch the cheeks of your dog, it just goes through the roof whenever you see it wearing a costume. Personally, I'm a fan.
I know, it just adds to it. I guess if I wasn't used to wearing clothes all the time, maybe I would hate it too. I don't know, but you'd think if they wear harnesses while walking, maybe a little extra clothing wouldn't matter.
Right, similar to a costume. All right, well, just a few days after Halloween is the election, and TV2 will be live on election night, November 3rd, starting at 8:30, to give you up-to-the-minute coverage on local, statewide, and national issues, of course, including the presidential race.
So make sure you're following us on all of our social media platforms at TV2 KSU and Kent Wired for updates. And that'll do it for this evening's edition of TV2 News. Thank you for being with us tonight.
For continuous updates and coverage on all things Kent State and Portage County, be sure to connect with us on social media at TV2 KSU. I'm Ben Pagani.
And I'm Jenna Borthwick. We're here every weeknight. See you tomorrow at 6.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text-to-emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage!
Spell. No way a roll like that
10.
doesn't hit a level 1
I
goblin.
have
Are you
7.
serious? You gotta be kidding
Oh my
me.
God!
Seriously,
What
this
is
sorcerer
going
just a
on?
big goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games, to anime and more.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Go watch All Systems Go.